Hi, welcome to my channel. These are the latest imports of the Type 81. The dealer called these Special Edition. And like before, they came in two models, the fixed stock and the side folder. This time they added two new options. They called them Optic Ready. One for the fixed, one for the folder. I didn't buy those options because I already have a no drill reel kit. Now before I move on to the review, I need to explain what is Optic Ready. It's done at the factory at no additional cost. They come with two threaded pins and a right-sided selector installed already, exactly like these from the rail kit. So if you ordered an Optic Ready model and this kit, you'll end up with these extra pieces. It's nice to have these pieces, or you can sell them, especially the selector. I'm sure there's someone out there would love to buy them off you. So that's what Optic Ready is, very minimal, which explains the no additional cost. I personally wouldn't call it a ready. A ready would be something that came with a side plate. Should you fancy a Cobra red dot offered by the same dealer, you'll be needing to get a red dot with a side plate combo for $588. Because you can't use the side plate from this kit because they are not compatible. Let's begin with the review. I will compare these with each other and to the previous models. Let's find out what makes these special edition. Okay, I'm back. Now let's talk about the obvious, the redwood. Looks nice, although it's not the original. The original is the blonde. And the stock is nice and smooth. The handguards are not as much. Now also the metal finishing is phosphorus. Another word is park. It's a duller finish compared to the original of blued. Now blued is shinier, and so therefore you can see more of the flaws. Because this is a dull finish, you don't see it as much. Now, from what I heard, the phosphorus has a better durability than the blue. Now, let's talk about the not so obvious, and that is it bent? And what I normally do is eyeball it down, and this one looks pretty good. And this one looks a little bit to the right. And since I can't trust my eyesight, I did the deviation test. Now I did a video on that. You can go check that out. And I did do the test on the folder, and it came out about 2 millimeter across 40 centimeters. So that's quite acceptable. Okay. Now I can start going from the back to the front. And let's talk about these stocks. There's a cleaning kit in the back of this. There's a trap door. Now I'm not going to stick my finger in. It might get pinched. But there's a cleaning kit there. And the folder has a cleaning kit between these two cheek rests. And you simply press the back here and pull down. And it's spring-loaded, it should come out. Okay. Now the LOP is 13 inches, and the let's see, and they weigh about 7.5 pounds. All right. Now let's talk about the folder hinge. This is one of the sweetest hinge you'll ever experience, and it's very smooth, and it works just fantastic, and it locks and it doesn't even wobble, and it's very easy to operate. Love the hinge on the folder. Now we're moving down to the receiver. Now the receiver may look alike, but they are not, and it's towards the back here. This is right angle, while this is angled off a bit. And so therefore they're not interchangeable. Plus the fixed has two pins so you could remove the wood stock. And this one, the folder, is non-removable. And the reason why is because it's attached to the trunnion, the rear trunnion. And I would not remove the rear trunnion because it might compromise the structure of the receiver. Okay, moving along to the selector. The fixed selectors on the left side and the folder selectors on the right side. And you might think they made an error. They did not. And the reason why I know they did not is because on the fix it says FS here. On the folder it says FS on the right side. Nothing on the left side. And besides, the dealer mentioned that they put that on the right side for competitors. Okay, that's their explanation. Okay, although I can see having that on the right side will interfere with the folding of the folder slightly. It still locks, but you see there's a fairly big gap when you're in the F section. Not so much when you're in the S section, but that can be easily solved by cutting a little bit of groove on the plastic cheek rest. Okay, moving down to the grip. Now I had a loose grip on my LMG, and it wasn't really simple as just tightening the screw, because the end of the screw was peened, and therefore you couldn't just tighten the screw. And I guess what I had to do is just drill the end of the screw, and that solved the problem. Okay, now next thing is the trigger. The trigger weight is about 5 to 6 pounds. All right, and we're coming to the mag catch. Now, the first year shipment, there was issues with the mag catch. This pin was coming loose all the time. The second year, they staked it, and this year, there was no stake. So keep an eye on that. Okay, continue to move along. You'll notice that the carrier has no serial number. And now we're coming to the rear sights. This one has a T-shaped aperture. All right, and you need to turn this dial to remove the top handguard. I had problems with the LMG. There was a few complaints about the dial would not turn to remove the top handguard. And I sent it in without any problems, and the dealer replaced it. Okay, the handguard, like I said, it's a nice red finish. There's a little bit of spot here that they didn't do a very good job, but that's minor. I'm not going to worry about that. And now moving along to the gas system. It's the short stroke, and it has a gas regulator, and it says 1, 0, and 2, and it hooded front sights, same as the other years. And now we're coming to the magazine. Although you can't see it, there is a BHO in here. Okay, that'll hold the bolt back. And you can tell that activates the BHO. All right, now we're coming to the front, and the front has a GL sleeve. This year, the ring that was around here, it's not on. It was kind of useless because we're not supplied with the GL anyway. And this sleeve are made specifically for the Canadian model, yes, because it has an extra land, and I can't see why the dealer couldn't ask the manufacturer to move the land to a location where we could use the bayo. As of right now, the bayo would land in the groove, and the bale would rattle. I have a video on that too. You can go check it out. And the nice thing about the gas block, I see it's nice and smooth. A little rougher before, but this here is quite nicely done. Okay, that's basically covers the exterior of the T81. Now let's move in towards the interior. And to remove the dust cover, you need to, or top cover, you need to push this this latch, and it opens up very easily. Then push that in, and there we go. The spring comes out. Slide the carrier and the bolt back, and it's one of those rotating type of bolt. No serial number on these. These ones, and inside looks identical to previous models, and so therefore, oh, here's the BHO, which I can show to you before, right there, and everything looks pretty similar. Oh, this year, not like before, they coated it with a lot of oil, and this year none at all, and so therefore you have to, you know, clean this and oil it. You don't have to clean it, but you certainly need to oil this before you start taking it anywhere. Okay, now let's start showing you how to remove the top handguard. You have to turn this dial. This is what I do. I turn this dial all the way forward, and you'll see a flat spot inside here. There's a flat spot on the axis of the dial. Pull the left dial out, and then turn that flat spot facing forward, and then pull up on the handguard like that. Okay, now take this extension, this gas piston extension, turn it either to the left or to the right, doesn't matter, and pull back and out. The piston will come out along with the spring and with the extension. This is the piston, and that's basically your fuel stripping. Okay, and that looks pretty normal as before. Now I wish they would have, I've been asking for years that they, instead of rivets, these three little rivets, make them screws so we could remove this wooden top handguard and, you know, put something else or different color, whatever. But I've been asking for them to put screws instead of rivets, and they haven't done it yet. But hopefully one day they'll do that. So we've come to a conclusion of this video, and the question is this a special edition? Not in my opinion, because so far all I see is just visual. It's nice, the redwood, it's nice, the metal finishing, but it's all cosmetic. Even the Optic Ready doesn't have a plate to make it ready. So yeah, I can't agree with the term special edition. Maybe red edition. So thank you very much for joining me, and please subscribe.